Richard Ratcliffe, Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe's husband, has been campaigning for years on this issue, of course. It's been nearly 6 years that she's been imprisoned, and his lawyer, Penny Madden, today has said that Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe is indeed on her way home. Her local member of parliament in the UK also said that Mrs. Zaghari-Ratcliffe was at the airport in Tehran, and Reuters has reported now that the plane has already left Iran for a third country. It's a very good question why this would happen now. A lot of this has focused on a £400 million debt that the UK has to Iran, which dates back some years to the 70s. Iran's media is reporting that Britain has agreed to pay that debt, and indeed the British Foreign Secretary had said that it is a priority today. And that debt relates to a cancelled order for 1,500 Chieftain tanks, which Britain was meant to supply to Iran. They made the deal with the Shah, took the payment, but following the Islamic Revolution, didn't supply the tanks. The UK has always disputed the terms of repaying that loan, though it was agreed in an international court some years ago that it should be repaid. There have been three sticking points, really. One has been about interest. One has been about the ability to pay it back despite sanctions. And the third has been that any deal made on prisoner exchanges, the US has said, must include US Iranian dual citizens as well. And these have been very difficult sticking points for both sides to agree. But it seems that perhaps, though it's been unconfirmed so far by the UK government, that has been overcome at the moment. And this could also be about the supply of oil. Of course, remember that the UK is now looking for alternative supplies than Russia. And Boris Johnson himself is in the Middle East today, heading to Riyadh in order to negotiate to that end. And it may be that along with the Iran nuclear deal, which looks like it may be back on track to be agreed again, all of these things could have come together to allow Britain perhaps to even be investigating sourcing oil from Iran as part of that deal, which may include the repayment of the debt and the release of Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe.
So you're hinting at that new world order that we're often talking about after the war, what might happen in the days after, but definitely what's happening right now. There's an agreement in negotiation, perhaps about to be signed with Iran, a new nuclear agreement, and maybe Russia is once again the new/old villain in town, and Iran will be the big winner?
Well, in a sense, Iran could end up benefiting from the situation with Russia at the moment, which is certainly something that Israel and others in the world, especially in the Middle East region, will be afraid of, because Iran making the nuclear deal, if it is indeed a bad deal that allows them to achieve nuclear weapon status within a short period of time, that will be of concern and alarm to others. But at the moment, the world's in such a situation that priorities have changed. Sourcing oil elsewhere than Russia has become a priority for the West, and so it could be that that is part of the deal that Britain's coming to with Iran. At the moment, it's all speculation. It's also important to note that Tulip Siddiq, the MP for the Radcliffes in the UK, has said that Anousheh Suri is also on the plane with Nazanin. He's another Iranian Briton dual national who is being held prisoner in Iran, and he is said to be returning to the UK. He's a retired civil engineer in his 60s. A third British Iranian dual national, Morad Tabaz, is apparently still being detained there. We haven't heard whether he is also being released. May not be the case. Yeah. And so this is not an issue that's going to finish the matter of Iran taking dual nationals prisoner. Those are just the British ones I've mentioned. There are others from around the world.
French, if I'm not mistaken. Jonathan, pleasure as always. Thank you very much.